Good evening to everybody, all my friends here and distinguished guests. I welcome you all to the Love Not Hate 2021 charity fundraising event organized by the Manju Shahul-Hameed Foundation for Mental Health.
Our lovely presenter has said a very warm welcome to everybody. I would like to say this evening that we're very fortunate in having such talented participants. And as is already said, following the passing of His Royal Highness, Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, yesterday, Mayor Manju, the founder of the Manju Shahul-Hameed Foundation for Mental Health Charity, we would like, as its trustees and the friends of the charity, to send our deepest condolences to Her Majesty, the Queen and the family on the loss of this great man, consort, husband, father, granddad, and great-granddad. We did have a discussion yesterday and again this morning whether we should cancel our fundraising event this evening and show solidarity for those who are in mourning. And as we reflected that His Royal Highness Prince Philip was a man who cared and supported thousands of charities during his lifetime, he would want us to continue with this evening where we are celebrating the great NHS and we are raising funds for the Croydon University Hospital charity, where our extraordinary staff, who in the past year, many years before, have shown great resilience, resolve, care and support to many patients and their families. I know they have worked incredibly hard. So therefore, I think it is right that we honour His Royal Highness Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, but equally celebrate the life of his life. And in that fact, we will then, are we standing for 2 minutes? Before we stand for 2 minutes, have a great evening. It's showtime, folks. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd climb every mountain and swim every ocean.
So tonight we're preparing fresh fruit at Spice Village to be delivered for Love Not Hate event organised by Manju Shahul-Hameed Foundation to raise funds for Croydon Health Services NHS Trust.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
thank you,
enjoy.
All right? Enjoy. Thank you. Many thanks.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Just wanted to give real credit to the foundation for the work it has been doing since it's been established 4 years ago. A huge amount of work, the 200 events that we heard about earlier to promote physical and mental well-being, and the work that the foundation is doing to support homeless people in Croydon. I drive alone past your street.
We're raising money for hospital, and I really can't begin to say how much the debt we owe the people who work in the health service. I mean, this has been a monumental year for the NHS. And there's no doubt that we still face enormous challenges. But I think when we reflect on the year and the extraordinary acts of NHS staff, we can look ahead with some hope as the vaccine is rolled out and brings us hope that there is an end in sight. And I think tonight, in amongst the amazing music, is a time to pause and reflect on all those NHS staff who've worked so hard that we're fundraising for.
But obviously we're here for a serious issue in terms of raising money, and I'm really pleased that Manju Inspiration has got the organisation together and particularly concentrating on mental health issues, because this has been really tough. It's always been tough, mental health, for a lot of people to talk about, but during the course of the last year through the pandemic, it's been even more relevant.
"12 months into COVID, I think it's worth reflecting on how our community has survived that. And many of our communities were not in a good place at the start of COVID. And I think that has taught us that we need to do so much more together to build the resilience of our communities.
It's been somewhat challenging year, but also one which I think has reflected really positively on how Croydon as a place comes together and works together, and through that has demonstrated, I think, huge resilience and huge support for one another. And I think that's, in the context of this evening's event and your foundation, Manju, really, really important.
We've seen this a really significant toll that's been taken on our collective and individual mental health. And this impact, I think, has been particularly acute and worrying amongst our young people.
Thank you very much for the wonderful food.
Okay,
Thank you.
many thanks. During the lockdown, we've seen an explosion in mental ill health. For many people, the experience of being isolated at home, unable to go to work or to university, unable to meet with loved ones, has really meant that their mental health has suffered. And while our NHS staff have done an absolutely fantastic job at looking after people, the crisis we're facing now requires all of us to support them. So the work you're doing this evening with the Manju Shahul-Hameed Mental Health Foundation to raise money to support our mental health workers really will mean the world to an awful lot of people. So I'd like to congratulate everybody involved. Thank you for your contribution, and wish the foundation and every other charity that's working in this sector all the very best as they support some of the most vulnerable people in our society through this situation.
No, save it to the end. I've got a very weak finish. To put the ring back on the rope is even easier. You take the ring, you find a knot, you throw the ring at the knot where it should, yes, magically link back on. And I've got to be honest, this has to be magic because it's certainly not skill. Now, everybody wants to know how this works, and I will show you. It's actually a pair of these. Have you seen these before? These are magic scissors, because magic scissors cut through rope, you see.
Love Not Hate is a theme started after Britain swore to leave EU, as we have seen an increase in hate crime incidents. It's an annual event now, started back in 2016, raising money for, in 2016, we raised money for Croydon tram victims. And I would also like to express my gratitude to Jyoti Nagwani for being the wonderful host. Thanks to all the organizers, Leah, Manu, and Sharon. I know they are there. Dave, Manu, and Sharon, and you have seen Leah. then Wayne introduced Leah. So thank you so much, the three of you, for doing all the planning and preparation behind the scenes and make the event happen.